Hey you guys, it's your girl Dree, aka Drea Lachey, and I am back with another episode. First of all, I want to thank all of you all for joining my pilot episode. It was trial and error, and I did not expect anybody to show up, but God did it again. You guys showed up, showed out, love the podcast, love the message, and I love the feedback. So let's give a round of applause to all of you guys. I love you guys. Okay, y'all showed up and showed out, and that was for you all. Today's episode, well, before I begin, I want to clear up a few things. It's going to still be the survival guide because I feel like these testimonies, anybody's testimonies for that matter, it's like a survival guide for those who are coming behind us. So without further ado, let's just get on into this thing, you guys. Remember, this is the realest, most chill, relatable podcast with a right heart. In all things, make sure your heart is right, okay? Are we perfect? No. But when our hearts are right, God is for us. He gonna go to bat for you 10 toes down. Take it to him. Today's topic, you guys, is remembering when they don't have a backbone or they didn't have a backbone and decide to join the crowd against you. Okay. My scenario, let's hop on into this thing. Of course, this happened maybe 2 decades ago. This one is 2 decades ago. I remember being in an environment. Again, of course, you're in an environment with people, whether it be work, school, home. I've been in different kind of environments, family, anything. So I was in a work environment 2 decades ago. And so, rewind. Part of my story is, part of my testimony is, everywhere I have always went, I've never fit in. If you feel like that in the chat, please comment below. Help a sister out. Let me know I ain't alone, because I know I'm not. Michael Jackson even said, you are not alone. Okay? I am here with you with this. Okay? Like, I've always been cast aside and counted out in any kind of environment I've been in. I've never fit in. And I realized at this age that you are not supposed to fit in. You stand out like a sore thumb. You stand out like you're supposed to stand out, because guess what? God sees you. He got a purpose for you, okay? You're not meant to fit in, to blend in. You're meant to stand out. But I've always been counted out. So in this particular work scenario, I was counted out. Of course, it's the typical situation where it would be a group gather up together. Of course, they get together, they get to gossiping. I don't do the gossiping. I don't do the work gossip at all. That's just not, it's never been me, never will be me. Okay, Lord willing. So it would be gossip. And it's this thing called carrying a bone. So the old saying is, a dog that'll bring a bone will carry a bone. I never carry a bone. I've heard people bring bones, and I always keep it where it's at. It stays at bay. But I've heard everybody's business. And I've always been in that position to hear everybody's business. But back to the story. Everybody would gossip. And my thing is, I would always walk away. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to hear this. This ain't got nothing to do with my job. I don't want to hear it. I hear y'all talking, but leave me out of it. I never would crack a smile. I never would joke with these people. And so eventually, of course, they started teaming up against me, because I'm assuming it became a threat. It looked like it probably was a threat. It's like, okay, she heard these conversations. Who is she going to go tell what we've said these things about to? Little did they know. It ain't none of my business. What Genuine said, it ain't none of my business. Ain't none of my business. He didn't say that, but yeah. So, yeah, you guys, I would always leave when I hear these things, and when I'm included in, I never would indulge. And so all of a sudden, I started getting ganged up against. And then it would be newer people coming in, speaking to me, but also always joining up in the crowd. And now some people, you could get a sense of their spirit without them saying something to you. You could just feel the energy. You could feel their spirit before they open their mouth, because that's what speaks louder. So in this particular case, newer people would come in, they would speak to me, but then they would always go to the crowd. And I would always be like, in my spirit, it's like, that person know better. And I look at them like that. I think they spirit man saw my spirit man. I would look at them like, you know better. I would see them gang up and do little petty stuff around me. Of course, that's what they do. Do little petty stuff around me, like the look, the stares, the giggles, the little small stuff. And I never let it bother me. I would come home and pray. And even in the moment, I would pray, be like, God, you saw that, right? I would make it clear. I would bring my petition to him. That's one thing I stand on. I'd be like, God, you see that, right? I saw it. If I'm wrong on what I'm seeing and how I'm seeing it, God, forgive me. But you saw that, right? I just saw that. You saw that, right? You heard that, right? You witnessing what I'm witnessing, right? I'm bringing it to you, laying it on your feet in the moment. That's what I would always do. Still to this day. I call it out to God. Not often to them, but to God. And so, like, you know better. Tables turn fast. And when you're a child of God, sometimes you sitting at them tables watching them turn. You sitting at the tables watching them turn. Not on you, though. So it got to a point where they would be so clicked up, and the newer people would be so clicked up, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to treat you. It's like, it's standard business. I'm just going to treat you the way I treat the others. That's unfortunate that you're new and you decide to click up instead of being your own person, being the one that stands out or even stands up in the pack. You know what I mean? Hey, you're wrong. If you want to join the crowd, call them out if they're really your friends. So they wouldn't. And that was fine with me, because I move in the spirit. So the table started turning, and all of a sudden the cliques that would be clicked up together and the newer people that came in, they started to collide. They started to collide and unravel. And I was there seeing it like, wasn't this the same group that was giggling, making these noises, doing these little jokes, making these little faces with each other, amongst each other, towards somebody that did not decide to walk in the pack and decided to walk alone? So I just kept looking at them like, God, I see this happening, going on about my business, but still bringing it to God, praying to him, petitioning on my behalf, bringing everything to him. And then all of a sudden, those same people that joined, I would call it the wolf pack for this episode, the ones who joined the wolf pack slowly started leaving the workplace. They started trickling out. And as they were trickling out, I don't know why the Lord puts me in these positions. They would come to me and tell me their real feelings about how things have gone down, especially the attitude towards me. And that's when it dawned on me. All those years ago. It was like, you saw my spirit to begin with. So you just kind of told on yourself. You saw my spirit, but rather than have the pressures of standing alone and standing with a backbone, you decided to join the pack against one, because you could not stand strong on your own. And so with that, it just gave me a blessed assurance of who I am in God, and knowing that I'm doing the right thing and not joining crowds, because the crowds, it looked all good, glitz and glamour on the inside. It looked like it. Well, no, on the outside. Let me rewind. It looks like glitz and glam on the outside, but it's really not on the inside. It's really not on the inside. When you come into mess, guess what? Them tables turn and mess comes back to you. You have to walk in integrity. I'm not perfect. I ain't perfect. I mess up. But one thing your girl don't do, treat. I do not roll in packs. If I do have a group of friends, I can tell my friends when you're wrong. We don't do certain things. And one of those things is gang up on somebody. Okay? We don't gang up on somebody. If anything, we're going to be the one to speak up for the one person that's casted aside. And with that, I just wanted to say, sometimes they will choose to join the crowd because they don't want to have, it's heavy as the head that wears the crown. When you have to stand alone, that's a big duty to do. When you feel like everybody else is going to be against you along with that one person they was already against. But it is important to stand 10 toes down and not join that crowd. Because when them tables turn, they definitely turn. So my prayer and petition it wasn't me going to God in frustration. My prayer and petition was bringing my case to God. I read that in the Bible somewhere. I'm not going to lie to y'all and tell y'all I know exactly what book it was in. I just remember he said, bring your petition to God. And ever since I read that, as of late, I've been doing that. But back in the day, I heard people saying it to me. Bring your petition to God. And that's what I did. 20 years ago, I brought my petition to God. I was like, this is happening. Okay, God, this is happening. You saw that right in the moment. After it happened, it dawned on me that it was a messed up situation. I was like, God, you saw that happen, right? And I'll just be like, I'm giving it to you. It ain't mine. Take care of it, God, because I know you are. That was my prayer and petition. And I'm here to tell you, please bring your petition to God. Bring the case to God as it happens. He listens. The twist to this story is the tables turned and they started butting heads. Those who had to run in packs to feel like they belonged, to stand 10 toes down in packs, started turning against each other. The wolf pack started attacking each other. And then the bigger twist on top of that is the fact that the one who was bringing the petition to God was the one sitting there bearing witness to this wolf pack falling apart. And guess what? The ones who decided to remove themselves as far as leaving that workplace would come to me. And they're going to come to you. They're going to tell you what they saw in you. In my case, I'm going to give another snippet of my scenario. I had people telling me, don't dim your lights. You have a bright light about you. You got a good spirit. And my whole thing was, well. You saw it all along. You don't say. That twist of me thinking, hey, you know better. I can read your spirit. You know better. Trust your discernment. That's another episode about discernment. But my reading their spirit and discernment and saying they knew better, they did know better. Because the twist is they start admitting themselves. They start admitting. They will start admitting to you what they see in you. So don't never let what they do on the outside get you down. Because even though they roll in those packs, guess what? Them packs cannot hold water. It's not dense at all. And remember to take it to God. Take it to God. Hashtag take it to him. Drop that in the chat, you guys. Drop hashtag take it to him. Hashtag won't he will. Hashtag the tables will turn. I want to see the chat lit up with these hashtags, okay? I'm going to have some kind of way tonight by just have those hashtags for you guys. But yes, you guys, those tables do turn. And with that, you guys, this has been another episode of The Survival Guide, the realest, most chill, relatable podcast with a right heart. Are we perfect? No. But when our hearts are right with God, he is for us and he gonna stand for us 10 toes down. Take it to him. Hashtag take it to him. Love you guys. I will see y'all back in another episode. Like this video, share it out. Make sure you guys comment in the comment section. You guys send it to somebody who needs to hear it. And if you needed to hear it, drop it in the comments. You guys, I love y'all. Love you long time. Bye.